My friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We got some good news for some, we got some bad news for others. This article is about NATO, Finland, Sweden, and Turkey. This comes from Defense News, and it's an article that talks about Turkey lifting objections to Sweden and Finland joining NATO. Today, we want to talk about Erdogan getting what he wanted to get from those guys. This article comes from June 28, 2022, and as you probably know, there is a summit meeting, NATO summit meeting at in Madrid, Spain, and on the sidelines of that summit, Finland, Sweden, and Turkey had a little chat. So Turkey agreed Tuesday to lift its opposition to Sweden and Finland joining NATO, a breakthrough in an impasse clouding a leaders' summit in Madrid amid Europe's worst security crisis in decades triggered by the war in Ukraine. And I'm quoting, "We now have an agreement that paves the way for Finland and Sweden to join NATO," Alliance Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said following top-level talks. So, it says here that Turkish Erdogan says, listen to the terms here. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan had blocked the move, insisting the Nordic pair change their stance on Kurdish rebel groups that Turkey considers terrorists. Remember, he was called president. I have another article here. I'm going to read you. Actually, let me find it right now, when Mr. Erdogan is actually called a little bit differently, if you know what I mean. And that's what they do. They call you names, and then when you do, you're a good boy, then they say, okay, no problem. Then you become a human being again. So let me see where I find this. There it is. This comes from Politico from June 28th. This was the title. There's a strong man holding NATO hostage, and it's not Putin. So this was the title from Politico, and it will read on the other one. And obviously the other one said that he's the president of the Turkish president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has blocked the move, insisting the Nordic pair. Okay, so Finnish President Niinisto said that three countries' leaders signed a joint agreement after talks on Tuesday. Turkey said it has got what it wanted, including full cooperation in the fight against the rebel groups. Yes, I told you. Erdogan will get what he wants. And the other guys were caught by the little dingy-lingy, and they had to do it. Otherwise, Erdogan would have said, I can't hear you. What? Say what? Did you sign that? No, bye-bye. The agreement comes at the opening of the crucial summit dominated by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So, and it says here, to be able to defend in a most dangerous world, we need to invest more in our defense. Of course, that's why Stoltenberg said. So let's see here. I'm not going to tell you about the agenda of that the meeting, because obviously they're going to talk about bolstering the number of rapid forces in NATO from 40,000 troops to over 300,000 troops. It says here that diplomats and leaders from Turkey, Sweden, and Finland earlier held a flurry of talks in an attempt to break the impasse over Turkey's impulsion to expansion. The three countries' leaders met for more than 2 hours alongside Stoltenberg on Tuesday before the agreement was announced. Erdogan is critical of what he considers the lax approach of Sweden and Finland toward groups that Ankara deems national security threats, including the Kurdish Workers' Party, or PKK, and its Syrian extension. American support for Syrian Kurd fighters in combating the Islamic State group has also enraged Turkey for years. Turkey has demanded, and they got it, that Finland and Sweden extradite wanted individuals and lift arms restrictions imposed on Turkey's 2019 military invasion into northern Syria. It's strange that nobody imposed any sanctions on United States invading Syria without being invited in Syria. I think Great Britain also was in Syria without being invited. Did you hear anybody placing any sanctions on those two countries? The United States is still in Syria without being asked by the legitimate government in Syria. Russia was the only country that was invited to help. No, none other countries. See, Turkey, even they placed sanctions on Turkey for invading, for incursion in Syria. Why? Because they went after the Kurds, and the Kurds were backed by Americans. And Americans got in Syria without being invited. What's that? Is that an invasion? How would you call that? Let's say your country has some scuffle, some civil war, and a country just comes and decides to come and never go. And I don't call you. I call the other neighbor, but not you, but you come uninvited. How do you call that guy coming in your house uninvited? Invasion? Well, then why do you call Russia invasion in Ukraine if you use the same, facts? So, this is, okay, it says here that the military incursion in Syria, ending the deadlock, which will allow NATO leaders to focus on their key issues and increasingly unpredictable and aggressive Russia. Russia was not unpredictable. They told them exactly what they're going to do. And they told them for about 7 years already, we're going to do this, if you're going to do this, we're going to do this, red line, red line, red line. And now they did. That's why I said Russia actually didn't have any unpredictability. I think it was very consistent in its statements and intentions and actions. So they follow through with their actions. Oh my God. All right, so here, Stoltenberg said Monday that NATO allies will agree to a summit to increase the strength of the alliance's rapid reaction force nearly eightfold from 40,000 to 300,000 troops. Yeah, who's going to pay for that? You and I and they. Yeah. So let's see here. The thing is, we got that covered, and Finland and Sweden will be part of NATO. Thank you, Mr. Strongman Erdogan. He got what he wanted. Everybody's happy. I predicted that's what's going to happen because Erdogan doesn't play games. He proved it many times. He doesn't play games, and these guys know it. I mean, he didn't let himself intimidated by the United States with the F-16s, remember? And then he went to the Russians and said, I'm going to buy S-400 from Russia. And the United States said, no. And Erdogan said, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. And they didn't do anything. And then they got the S-400, and now they got the F-16s too. So both of them. Good job. And now he has problems with Athens, Greece again, about some islands over there where there are some little natural resources in Mediterranean Sea, and some allegedly some weapons are brought or militarized islands by Greece, and Turkey said that he's threatened, its security is threatened. So that's step 2, and Erdogan will get what he wants. Will you see if he's still in power? So good. They are joining NATO. We'll see what's next. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.